touchdown.
And Dalton has carried the ball 4 times, throws it again, pump fake, goes back down the middle of the end zone. Touchdown, Horned Frogs. Bart Johnson, the senior from Brownwood, Texas, a 23-yard scoring strike. And there it was set up by what he was doing, just as you called.
They line up immediately. They're not waiting for anything. And they snap it on 4th down, and they've got it. Hit it. If he does. Hall to the end zone. Touchdown. A wide open McKay Jacobson for the score. The Cougars upset the 3rd-ranked team in the country behind their senior quarterback. Final score, BYU 14, Oklahoma 13.
For Sylvester, 322 yards in the air, 3 touchdowns for Johnson. The Utah Utes conclude a perfect season.
And the people in the state of Utah had confidence that they'd be able to come in here and do exactly this. But the majority of the people around this country felt Alabama would respond after that difficult loss to Florida in the SEC Championship.
College football is a sport built on tradition, rivalries, and regional dominance. But few conferences have experienced the kind of meteoric rise and sudden decline that the Mountain West Conference has. For a time, the Mountain West was home to some of the most exciting teams in the country, programs that regularly competed with and beat the so-called big boys. Schools like Utah, BYU, and TCU turned the conference into a legitimate powerhouse with multiple PCS Bowl appearances, undefeated seasons, and even a claim to a national championship. But just as quickly as the Mountain West climbed the ranks of college football, it all came crashing down. When its top programs left for bigger conferences, the league lost its momentum and has struggled to regain its former relevance ever since. In this video, we're taking a deep dive into the history of the Mountain West Conference, its rise, golden years, and eventual decline, and what the future holds for the league. Before we get started, if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. At 10,000 subscribers, we'll be doing a massive giveaway to give back to you all. We upload once a week with college football history, rankings, and breaking news. Before the Mountain West, there was the Western Athletic Conference, a sprawling 16-team mega league that quickly became too big to function. In 1999, 8 schools broke away from the WAC to form a new conference, the Mountain West. The founding members were BYU, Utah, Air Force, Colorado State, New Mexico, San Diego State, UNLV, and Wyoming. The move was intended to create a stronger, more competitive league that could rival the bigger conferences in college football. From the very beginning, the Mountain West had a clear identity: tough, underrated programs that could challenge anyone on any given Saturday. The early 2000s saw the Mountain West build a reputation as the best non-BCS conference in the country. The reputation was built on the backs of Utah, BYU, and TCU, 3 programs that would put the conference on the national map. Led by Urban Meyer and quarterback Alex Smith, Utah became the first non-BCS team to earn a spot in the BCS Bowl. They went 12-0, crushed Pitt in the 2005 Fiesta Bowl, and finished number 4 in the final rankings. This proved that a Mountain West team could compete with and dominate top-tier programs. When TCU joined the Mountain West in 2005, they immediately became a force. From 2005 to 2011, the Horned Frogs won 4 conference titles and finished in the top 10 multiple times. Their crowning achievement came in 2010 when they went 13-0 and beat Wisconsin in the Rose Bowl, finishing the season ranked number 2 in the country. BYU was a perennial contender, finishing in the top 25 multiple times under head coach Bronco Mendenhall. The Cougars had back-to-back 11-2 seasons in 2006 and 2007, winning the Mountain West title both years. Their high-powered offenses and tradition of great quarterbacks, including John Beck and Max Hall, kept them nationally relevant. By the late 2000s, the Mountain West just wasn't the best Group of 5 conference. It was arguably better than some Power 5 leagues. Teams were winning major bowl games, landing in the top 10, and regularly beating schools from the Big 12, Pac-12, and SEC. Unfortunately, success came with a cost. Power 5 conferences took notice of the Mountain West's rising programs and poached its top teams. Utah left for the Pac-12 in 2011, BYU left to become an independent the same year, and TCU accepted an invitation to the Big 12 in 2012. This mass exodus gutted the conference. Utah had been the first non-BCS team to break through. BYU had a massive fan base and national relevance. TCU was a perennial top 10 team. Losing all 3 programs in just 2 years was devastating. The Mountain West tried to recover by adding Boise State, Fresno State, Nevada, and later San Jose State and Utah State. But it was never the same. Boise State helped keep the conference afloat, but with the original Big Three gone, the Mountain West was no longer a legitimate challenger to the Power Five. The Mountain West still produced some strong teams in the 2010s. Boise State won the Fiesta Bowl in 2014 and continued to dominate the conference. San Diego State had multiple 10-plus win seasons and a strong running game with stars like Rashad Penny and Donnell Pumphrey. Fresno State had flashes of success, including an 11-2 season in 2018 under Jeff Tedford. But the national perception of the Mountain West had changed. Instead of being seen as a Power 5 challenger, it became just another Group of 5 conference, fighting for relevance along the AAC, Sun Belt, and MAC. To make matters worse, the Mountain West is once again losing teams to realignment. Utah State, Boise State, Fresno State, Colorado State, and San Diego State have all announced their departure for the Pac-12. This exodus leaves the conference in an even more uncertain position, with its biggest remaining brands gone. The Mountain West now faces a difficult question. Can it survive another round of realignment, or is this the final blow? With its top teams leaving again, the future of the Mountain West is more uncertain than ever. The league has tried to rebuild by adding teams from the MAC and the FCS, but without its biggest brands, it risks becoming a secondary conference with little national appeal. The playoff expansion to 12 teams gives the Mountain West a chance to remain relevant, but unless they can produce a top 10 team consistently, the league may never return to its golden era. The Mountain West Conference went from a legitimate college football power to an afterthought in just a few years. Its teams proved they could compete with anyone, but realignment tore it apart. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Can the Mountain West survive this latest wave of departures, or is this the final chapter for the conference? If you enjoyed this look back at college football history, don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories about the game we love. Also, watch another video that YouTube thinks you'll like here.